need to change the hatch motor gear. Here's the part I got. Like 20 bucks off eBay. Just take this panel off. Let's get to the motor. If you've had a third gen, you've had this panel off at least once. I don't need to tell you how to take the flatheads and Phillips out. So, here's how I know my gear is bad and it's not the motor. Yeah, I left it unbolted. So I unplugged mine. Here's how I know it's not the motor. And it's the hatch gear. Because if you plug it back in, so what's happening is inside here, oh, plastic slides are broken apart. The gear sits, it's rounded out and it's just spinning. I'll show you in a second. We need to take that screw out to get the motor off of the housing. And next, we need to get the screw and that screw, that little sneaky bastard. Alright, so after I get the hatch motor off, here's what we're looking at. It's my gear, there's the motor. Oh yeah, it's the top piece. You want to take that off to get to that bolt. Housing's not cracked or nothing. I'll have to clean this. See all the shavings of the plastic. Here's the gear. Now I didn't buy the full rebuild kit, so I could just have taken this off. Comes with the bushing and the lock. Turn it on off. There she goes. Take a look at the shaft, if it'll focus. Put the new one in. I'm gonna go clean on. Don't forget you need the ring, or the bearing, whatever they consider it. Cheapos don't give you one. I got some white lithium grease to grease it all up. This bearing still spins. Needs to be cleaned. Make sure you take this off the old one, because my new one didn't come with it. There's a little seal too I got. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Hip. Ah. Here's that little ring I was talking about. Make sure you get it off. And my bearing. Oh yeah. Spins nice and freely. Got the white lithium grease I'm gonna put on everything. Try to clean the shaft up. So, bearing, flat side down, new gear, My washer is severely bent, so I'll just go ahead and put that back on. That's good as new. Bearing flat side down. With the notch. There. Put it straight down. Set the other. We can start the threads. The 11mm bolts. 1 and 2. Right there. Now we got to take our little, what do we call this? Solenoid, I guess? Pop that onto here. We also need to get this tab into this slot. Line it up using our Phillips screw hole. Just slide that on. This is going to be a pain. Here's the method I'm using. I'm on focus to get that bolt in underneath that, which I think is a solenoid. I'm taking some needle nose, holding her upside down. I'm going to come in on the back side. I'm going to come in, slide the needle nose in, and then I'll flip it over, and I'll literally just, it's hard to do with one hand, but just turn a little bit by little. Make sure you leave the other bolt loose or out. You still got to get, you still have to get this solenoid little piece into that slot. You still have to maintain the alignment shaft into this part of the housing. Get our little Phillips screw in. Get that tightened up. Time to slide that back in. Slide this. There. I need the full rebuild kit because, as you can see, I don't have either slide. I'll line up these holes at the housing. When you assemble this with your new gear, as you can see it in there, all the way screwed down with the bearing flat side down against the plate, screwed all the way down the drive shaft, your housing should pull right up against the plate onto the rest of the motor assembly. And your 3 bolts, everything seems to be 11mm, 7/16 11mm. You get your 3 bolts. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna plug in the harness. I'm going to try and manually put it down. Man, I really need them slides. Look at this shit. Next video on this, I'll get the 4 slides. And I'll get a new housing. Redo it all. Anyone who's having a 3rd gen 85 to 92 with these motors has dealt with this at some point. I mean, it really was just a stupid design. I get Pontiac was trying to be eloquent like Cadillac and stuff, General Motors for that matter, but I mean, it's all just cheap plastic. I think it's nylon junk. All right, let's see how she does. Come on. She's down. The gap isn't as bad as most people's. But that's it. Most people think their hatchback motor's out. It's just that gear. Very painful, but easy fix. Thanks for watching my junk.